Building an agent in 2025 involves pretty much writing code for the LLM API access, which is defining the interaction between the user and the LLM, establishing the tools and resources and then connecting them to your LLM. These can be things like web search, Wikipedia search, archive search, or calendar access, email, etc. And then the agent logic, which is how this agent is going to work, right? How that workflow is going to go down. In this example here, we have a basic React agent loop, but you can have all sorts of custom versions of this. What's the issue with this situation? Well, pretty much the fact that if you want to integrate a new LLM into this situation, you have to rewrite all of those connections to resources, tools, and prompts, right? Which leads to this M multiplied by N potential integrations, depending on the M number of LLMs you want to integrate and the N potential things you can integrate these LLMs to. You can check out a very cool MCP course by Hugging Face with more intro and discussion on this. Now, what is the thing that MCP solves, right? MCP solves this problem by saying integrate to MCP only, just write the code once, and MCP will establish the connection to the tools, resources, and stuff. So from M multiplied by N, now we have an M plus N integration problem. Much better, much more scalable, etc. So that begs the question of what is MCP? Now, MCP is pretty much a protocol that that allows you to connect LLMs to context, all right? So how does that protocol works? You start with your host, and that's the user-facing AI application like Claude, Cursor, ChatGPT, whatever it is. And this host is going to have a subcomponent called a client, which is going to establish a one-to-one connection to the MCP servers, this little blue thing over here. And what the servers are going to do, they're going to have one task, and that is to expose functionality. Let me put it right here. Expose functionality like the tools, the resources, and the prompts. So MCP becomes this layer for building AI-based applications like agents, where you don't have to concern yourself with establishing the connections between LLMs and all of the external information and tooling, APIs, etc. You only have to set up the architecture so that the LLM can connect to MCP, because MCP will establish the connection to everything else. So MCP is pretty cool. Check it out. Cheers.